No, you're not seeing double. There are actually two of us. Welcome to the Executive Edge Show. I'll introduce Trudie to you all in a second, but welcome wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day it is when you're watching this. If you're watching on replay, give us a little hashtag replay in the comments and we'll show you some love, even if you're not watching it live. If you are, though, it's Wednesday, it's midday, and it's the Executive Edge Show. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about personal branding. Not my area of expertise, no surprises there. So I've got a guest expert. Trudie and I first met several years ago, actually, when I was asked by one of the executive job seekers that I help out how to do their LinkedIn banner. How do you graphically depict helping CEOs out save £1 million by running an effective finance department? I'm like, yeah, no idea. But I do know somebody who does know. And so I flung all of my problems at Trudie and said, Trudie, can you help all these people out with their banners? Trudie and I have known each other ever since then. And Trudie's done some amazing work. Trudie, for everybody else who doesn't know you, give us a quick introduction, please.
Hi, my name's Trudie, and I am otherwise known as the Logo Lady, not just because I do logos, but because I embrace everything brand. That's my big thing. I love branding. I love creating brands for people. My big passion is helping new startups create something. Give me a blank piece of paper. Give me nothing, and I will produce for you a brand. I create the logo, the look, the feel, the everything. And I love to help people. I love to help people to understand what is branding anyway. Most people look at me and think, well, brand is a logo, but it's so much more than that. And just having
hold on. Imagine, like everybody who's watching this show right now, I'm £150,000 a year financial director of a widget factory. My job is to control costs and do financial reports. I'm very senior. I'm very well qualified. I'm very well paid. But I've heard that in order to help me get my next job, I need some element of personal branding. Now, I don't want a bloody Instagram account. All right, I don't want to do a TikTok video. All right, I don't want to get down with the kids. All right, I'm a 45-year-old professional who's on 150,000 quid. And please, God help me, do I have to be some kind of social media guru? What the hell is personal branding anyway?
Well, the thing is, wherever you appear, wherever you are, if it's Instagram, fine. If it's LinkedIn, great. If it's Facebook, it's a website, it's a blog. Wherever you are giving off vibes. People are making assumptions about you based on what they can see right in front of them. That whole thing, don't judge a book by its cover. It's rubbish. We all do. We all have to go on what we can see. So what is personal branding? Personal branding is about, well, how do I want to make people feel? How do I want them to perceive me? What do I want them to think when they come across me? So your personal brand is really harnessing that thought that you're putting out there and saying, and being really deliberate about, okay, this is how I want to make people feel. This is what I want to make people see. This is my personality. I'm not trying to hide it. I'm not trying to box it up and create something that I'm not. I'm gonna look at my strengths, look at my weaknesses, and create a proper, true, authentic picture of myself that will attract the people who want to work with me, who want to employ me, who want to be around me. Because other than that, what's the point? Why would you try to be someone else? Why would you try to get somewhere where actually you don't fit? So it's all about creating the right image and the right self-portrait, if you like.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is a couple of things there. One is personal brand is just about being seen. So there's an element of visibility there. Yeah. Secondly, it's actually not about constructing a brand. You are one, whether you want it to be or not. And it's allowing them to be, you use the word authentic there, just allowing them to see you for who you are. I'm a slightly overweight middle-aged man with a bit of grey hair. It doesn't stop me being a success, but there are people who gravitate towards me because of my style, for want of a better phrase. And there are people who are equally repelled by it. They're like, yeah, the slightly shouty, sweary bloke, and that's not for me. And that's okay, because it just means that the people whose world I'm in it voluntarily. They've chosen to have me in their world. And it's the same if you're a job seeker. If you allow yourself to be seen for whoever you are, male or female, old or young, and 45 to 55-year-old is our sweet spot. There's a lot of ageism in the recruitment process, but if they see you for who you are, grey hair and all, and that's an issue for them, they're just not going to contact you for interview, which means you screen those people out of your life. How lovely that is. But if they can see you for who you are and they don't care because they're more interested in what you're saying, then you're going to end up in an interview with people for whom they've already made a judgment about your age and they've got past it, they've moved on. And how delightful that interview is going to be. So personal branding is less about making something as opposed to allowing yourself to be seen, which does require a little bit of self-awareness about who you are, and turning up and just rabbiting on about your kids' pets. There is a sense of deliberate messaging. Yeah. So if I am a 150K a year FD of a widget factory who helps CEOs reduce costs and do reports on time and keep the right side of the regulator, what kind of things would you ask me to help me understand what to do by way of personal branding?
Well, first of all, I'd unearth your personality. This is all of it, really. And I have a quiz, actually.
Go on.
Do you want to do the quiz? This is to help you unearth what colour your brand should be. And yay, colour is a really huge thing in branding. People respond to colours. They have emotional reactions to colour. So if you were going to be putting out all your posts on LinkedIn, then why not have yourself associated with a colour? And people can say, "Oh, it's Johnny. I can see that," which you do rather well anyway. But yeah, let's.
Very difficult to miss me on LinkedIn, but let me. Go on then, what the hell? Let's stick my head. This is completely unscripted, by the way. I have no idea what's going to happen next, but apparently we're going to discover what my brand colours are, or should be, by the Wednesday we have a brand and they already have colours. So if I got this wrong, we're all going to find that out. Who in the chat box, who wants to find out whether or not Johnny's got his brand colours right or wrong? And Trudie's going to, what you say, did you say a quiz?
Yeah, I've got a brand colour quiz.
Brand colour quiz.
Questions, it tells you this is your colour you should be. Go
on then, just for shits and giggles. Go on then, I'm up for it.
Okay, so I've just put together a really quick version for you today. All right. It's 7 questions. Now, first of all, who you're appealing to, because that is the other part of your brand. It's you, and it's who you want to appeal to. So are your best customers, are they impulse buyers? Are they budget conscious? Do they want a long-term relation? Are they willing to pay a high price for a premium product? Or are they young and excited about what you offer?
So my buyers are relatively conservative. They'll certainly pay a premium for a solution. They're not an impulse buyer at all. I imagine people stalk me for several weeks, if not months, before they come to a decision. And it's not so much a long-term relationship because once I've solved their problem, I've solved their problem. So I think a lot of the relationship before the transaction is important, but after the transaction, it's less so for them because they've got what they wanted. They're pretty competitive people. They're quite driven. You don't get paid 6 figures accidentally. That's normally something you deliberately set out to do. So there you go. That's my kind of buyer.
Brilliant. And what would you rather do? Question 2. What would you rather make your customers feel? Would you rather instill urgency, kind of act now? Would you like to make sure that your customers feel secure in their decisions? Would you like them to feel excited and unique about themselves? Do you want to convince your customers that your product is a luxe product? It's a luxury brand that you are. Do you want to show customers that they're making a difference in the world, or do you want to make customers feel passionate and romantic?
No, I think the start of that was, there's a degree of urgency there. If you're out of work, you want to get back into work. And if you're a 6-figure earner, you'd like that to be sooner rather than later because that's a significant cost. So I think we do want to inject some urgency there. But they're entrusting me with something really significant. Changing jobs is a big deal. It's like moving house and all the rest of it. It's one of those high stress moments in life. So you want to feel reassured. You want to feel confident that this really stressful thing that you're doing, it's going to be okay. So I think there is a degree of urgency, but not crazy urgency, and a degree of confidence and trust there that
Brilliant. Okay, question 3 then. Who is your product and service for? Is it professionals and other business people, young people and children, women and girls, average consumers, or luxury buyers?
It's professionals, isn't it? Six-figure professionals.
Got to be. That's got to be an easy question.
Yeah. White collar crowd. Yeah.
Which of these brands appeals to you most? Vogue, Motorola, LinkedIn, Starbucks, YouTube, Yahoo, or Amazon?
Which of those brands? That's a tricky one, isn't it? You're talking about me or them?
Just which appeals to you the most?
Me. Which of those brands appeals to me? Run them by me again.
Vogue, Motorola, LinkedIn, Starbucks, YouTube, Yahoo, or Amazon?
YouTube for me.
Okie doke. Right then, which phrase best describes your company's content? So the content that you put in out, would you say that it's promotional with conversation in mind? Are you friendly, fun, and written for consumers or customers? Is it full of tips for decision making? Or is it written with changing the world in mind? Or is it informational and news-like?
It does two things. Mainly, it speaks to emotion. As I said earlier, this is a stressful period of time for people, and they want to feel confidence and trust. So we spend a lot of time talking about that. We spend some time talking about CVs and LinkedIn and positioning, messaging, but mostly it's about the emotional state of mind. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And question number 6, second to last question. What feelings would you like your product or service to invoke? Serenity, peacefulness, and safety? Or power and luxury? Or the meditative calm of the natural world? Are you full of energy, youth, fun-filled? Are you urgency, need to act fast? Or feminine energy and passion?
I suppose it's urgency. The second thing they're looking for is the ideal job is the first thing, but the second thing is faster. If you're on 6 figures, then you're losing probably 5 figures every month. There's a limit, then it's going to get a bit silly. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay, and the final question: if you were a car, which car are you going to be? Are you going to be a fast racing car type, a sports car? Are you the grandma car, like a Toyota Canary or something, or a VW bug?
No, I can tell you this exactly. This is going to be a weird one, but I do think automotively. I'm a Bentley.
Oh.
It's got some status about it. It's a premium product. It's got some gravitas about it. But unlike a Rolls, it's got a bit of oomph. They say you sit in the back of a Rolls Royce, but you can drive the Bentley. And I think that's the Bentley's got a bit of oomph about it, but a get up and go. So there you go.
Okay, so bearing all of that in mind, and what you just said to me, I'm going to say that you are so spot on with your brand colours. You're going to love this because blue, which is your predominant brand colour, blue is calming, it's confidence, it's dignity, loyalty. Blue is ultimately the most trustworthy colour there is. You'll find loads of the logos are blue. Purely for this reason, it's so popular for anybody in authority. It invokes like success and security. That is what blue does. And then the next most poignant thing that's leaping out at me through your answers is that sense of urgency, which is red. So blue and red are absolutely spot on for you. There you go. Boom.
Who'd have thunk it? I actually had some inkling of what to do when it came to messaging. Unbelievable, eh? Thanks for that. I was expecting that to be a car wreck for me, actually, because we went kind of instinctively rather than put an awful lot of science into it. And I think after a while, your intuition does carry you well.
I think you've got to trust your gut to a certain degree. Sometimes
Yeah.
people choose their favorite color, which is sometimes right and sometimes not. It's worth thinking about.
Yeah. So there's a thing for it. If you want to do that for yourselves, by the way, logolady.com/color-quiz. The link will appear in the comments any second now. You can find out what your brand color should be. Yeah. Interesting questions. What kind of automotive brand are you? I rather loftily said Bentley, but that's just because I think that we are, we're a premium brand. We're also, we do come at it with a bit of gravitas. It's not a lightweight process, but when we need to, we want to put our toe down. We're not screwing around now. All right. This isn't, it doesn't always have to be a genteel ride. Sometimes you need to step on the loud pedal and get it done. And a Bentley has that capability. Whereas I think Rolls Royces are driven just more genteelly. So there you go. Interesting, isn't it? Blue, conservative, sober, professional. Red, urgency. Pressing on the loud pedal. Blue and red, and there we are. How interesting. I presume if they go to this color-quiz link, that they'll get their colors. Sort of, they don't have to come to you for the color, right? They'll just get the answer.
Yes. Absolutely.
Cool. Well,
jump
on and do your colours, everyone. I want to know what your brand colours are. Stick that in the comments, please. I'd love to hear that. So look, if I'm someone who's a senior person, and I need some help with my personal branding, particularly maybe my LinkedIn banner, etc., then we can find you. Let's have a little look. Where's your LinkedIn? There you go. I'll find you there. Yeah.
Trudie Avery.
Trudie-Avery. If we want to know what our brand colors are, we can click on that link, color quiz. There we go. Now then, a little bit of business for me, and then we're going to wrap the show up because we're now over time. Two things. One is, if you thought this was useful today, personal branding isn't about you creating a brand. It's just about allowing yourself to be seen, for who you are, your authentic self. And secondly, it's about being visible. So it's about getting up there and allowing people to see you. And that is a personal brand. And then you just think about who you're trying to talk to and what you want them to feel, and what kind of style that is. Is it professional? Is it lively? And what kind of brands appeal to you, and what kind of content you provide. Just ask yourself those kind of questions that Trudie was asking me. That'll help you a lot understanding how you want to put your message across, and that'll be aligned with your personal brand objectives. And if you're more help with that, as I say, you can contact Trudie directly via LinkedIn. This tomorrow, week Thursday, I'm going to do something a little bit special for all you executive job seekers. I'm going to run a masterclass on executive CVs because it's foxing a few people. This is a brand new masterclass. If you've been to the executive masterclass for CVs before, it's not going to be like that. We've dramatically dialed back the marketing. And I'm going to be doing a lot of content. Okay, so this is going to be much more of a how-to than a promotional content. So if you want to learn how to do an executive CV, I'm actually going to open up the Executive Edge program and dive into the Executive CV module. I'm going to have that template up on screen. I'm going to walk through all the different boxes on that. And so if you want that, then let us know, please. You can either direct message me, CV Masterclass. Yeah, or if you want to email Alina, helpme@theexecedge.com, and let me put that on the screen for you. If you just direct message me, CV Masterclass, and we'll make sure you get invited to that. I'd put the link on the screen, but apparently I haven't done it yet, so sorry about that. I will get around to constructing that shortly. What else we got for you guys? Pretty much. There we go. Oh, website. You've got a website as well. Check that out. logolady.com. So there you go. All sorts of bits and pieces there. And who'd have thunk it? Surely Vogue, Johnny, strike a pose. Charles, you're a funny man. Never going to happen. Bring it on. Martin, it turns out it's blue and red, and we got it right. Andrew Howard, absolutely. Right, what else have we got? Another Facebook user in there. So right, mine's too self-effacing. If your personal brand's too self-effacing, it may well be that you've constructed a sort of a fake brand for yourself. If your genuine personality is to be self-effacing, then allow that to be that. All right. There are people who want that kind of voice in their office. Right. Don't fake yourself up. All right. You know, I work with actuaries, and some of those people are not the life and soul of the party, but their authentic voice, however comparatively dull it is compared to mine, and I say this with the greatest respect to them, that's what's wanted by the people who want to hire them, right? They don't want the red sequin jacket and a peer show. That's not going to work for them, all right? So your authentic self, your real, genuine self, allow yourself to be that. Don't pretend to be anything else. Don't think you're needed to be anything else. You're not, all right? But the art is then to get yourself seen. There's an ebook which you can grab. Comments have just arrived there. Yeah, if you're interested in the CV Masterclass, help me at theexecedge.com, or just don't message me on LinkedIn. CV Masterclass, and Alina will make sure that we get you your link to invite that. For now, though, I just want to say huge, big thanks to Trudie. Let's get that banner off the screen. That's not helpful to us, is it? There we go. Let's get a different. Let's get where are you? There, logo lady. There you go. There's our hashtags. Jump onto LinkedIn and give us your thoughts on this. All right. Just say, you know, I just saw hashtag logo lady and hashtag the exec edge with Johnny Walker and Trudie Avery. And these are my thoughts. All right. And then we'll see that because of the hashtags, and we'll pile on in with a comment, a link to replay the show for your network to see. A little bit of eyeballs on your profile won't do you any harm, will it? You'll get some eyeballs on your profile in your job search. That won't do you any harm. Trudie, any parting comments for you? Any words of wisdom for our branding and confused out there?
Just think about how you want to make people feel. It's not what you say, it's not what you do, it's how you make them feel that they remember.
Yeah, there's a beautiful Maya Angelou quote for that, isn't there? You know it, don't you? You're nodding there. People won't remember much about what you said. They won't remember that much more about what you did, but they'll all remember how you made them feel. And Trudie was talking to me earlier about, you know, what's the content that I produce, and it's less about what I do, and it's more about confidence and trust and dealing with your stress. Because if I can help you feel better, you're much more likely to take action. And with all the best will in the world, I know exactly what I'm doing, but being bright doesn't get it done. You've got to implement that knowledge, and you're not going to do that unless you feel safe and then you're in the right environment. So it's all about your state of mind. And branding goes straight to that. And so someone like Trudie in your corner helping you articulate that through your logo, through your banner, it makes a big difference to how people feel. So thank you for that, Trudie. See you all on Friday. We're going to do a review of the week, lessons learned. And then on Monday at Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, we're going to do something uplifting for you. Start your week off right. That's it, guys. Girls, look after yourselves. Take care, and I shall see you soon.